All right, I'm gonna start gearing up. I don't know how good the audio is. Pretty soon I'll be attaching the GoPro to my mask, and we'll be going in the water here. So for right now, I'm gonna get started putting on some gear. Now I got a decent BC. I'm not going too deep, y'all. I'm just trying to get about 10 feet. It's a very big BC. I'm not that much of a large man. I am gonna have to get into another one. For someone like me, you know, they would call a 3, this would be a 3XL. I would need a large / extra large fit me, and this is a 3XL. So this is meant to fit a very big person, but hey, I got a great deal on it. The person hooked me up, so I'm gonna use it. When I get better at my editing skills, I'll try to edit in some music, some other stuff. Hopefully you guys can once again still hear me, and kind of maybe speed it up, you know, cut into it right, you know, show me gearing up better. But right now, this is a lot of weight that's got to go around my waist to help me stay underwater. Problem is I have with my setup is my tanks are aluminum. It's a really good idea to get steel tanks. They don't make you want to float as much. Between the aluminum tank and me just being a big guy, you know, it takes upwards of about 40 pounds to keep me underwater. So that's what that was. I just dropped down there, 40 pounds. It's a lot. Nothing really I can do about it. What was that? Oh, exercise. Right. Yeah, you know, like they say, go swimming. Well, I am. I'm going swimming. Tip 1 is when you're doing this, you're going to want to have some keys made for your vehicle. It's always a good idea to have a lockbox like I got. It's in the car underneath stuff, you know, keep stuff locked away. Because you know you don't want to lose your keys out there, and I have a card where that involves, you know, having electronic key chips, so you can't just exactly put it in the water. So I've made simply a door key that I keep around me for when I go diving, and then I put everything in my lockbox and lock up the car. Seems to work out pretty good. I lost the key one time, and that is why I'm not a great search and recovery finder, because I did find it 45 minutes to an hour later of searching. I did not give up, but I did find a key. Alright, I'm back. I'm not going to be really doing a big gear up. What I mean by that is I do have a wetsuit, I do have a hoodie. I'm going to be putting on my boots, not so much as my flippers. It's really hard to maneuver when I got a lot of this weight on and everything, and being how I'm just not simply going down in the water and going to be swimming around, I'm going to be mostly scraping the ground and looking for stuff. You know, this will do just fine. Like I said, I'm not going any more than 10 feet. I'm not really going to get caught up in the current, and once again, if something like that happens, you simply hit the button and you go up. You don't have to worry about 10 feet of, you know, getting the bins. It has happened to me before, searching for treasure. Bobbing up and down out in the middle of the other side of the ocean, certain areas, and all it took was 10 feet of water, 15 feet of water, and me coming up and down too many times past my bubbles and everything, And yeah, I came up bobbing, and that's how I got my name. All right, guys, so this is what I'm going to be using here. I got a nice mask. It's pretty good. You know, attached to a GoPro, which I'm going to be using. Got some big feet. It's always good to have these. Really don't want to rough up your feet with the flippers. And I'm about to go get those in a minute. Got a snorkel. Oops. This right here, my snorkel, looks pretty good. Works pretty good. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly what brand I have on my... Alright, so now I'm going to go and get my rest of my gear. All right, just a little guy. My rig, not too bad, pretty standard. I got two, you always want two. Got a low, really nice gauge, depth, pressure, you know, a little compass. It's always nice to be able to have something on your wrist, but when you're being a new scuba diver, sometimes you get a little caught up in enjoying the scenery and everything, and you sometimes forget about how you're breathing and your air supply and everything. So it's good not to have one of those ones with the wrist right off the bat for, you know, someone like me. And, you know, that way I can keep an eye on everything. You know, I want to see how far I get down, depth, and I want to keep an eye on my pressure. I get lost sometimes out there when I'm excited finding stuff, you know. Then all of a sudden you go to breathe and then you're out. And you got 15-20 feet to get to, and you got nothing to inflate with. As you can see, these guys are pretty big, probably 24 30 inches, something like that. Large XL. See, that's my size, large XL. That's what I need for a BC. Right now, I have my nitrox with me. I do have air tanks. I do have those, but this is my nitrox, enriched air. I think I got like 1,000 pounds left in that one, and I got another tank right here. I'm not going to drag it out. It's got 3,000 in it, so it'll be good for a while. And at 15 feet, you know, you really, you know, you're not going to use up your air fast, especially with this setup. So yeah, back to what I was saying, how I'm not going to do a serious gear up. I'm just going to put that weight around me. I'm going to put my feet on, get my mask, put the camera on, put on a GoPro, or yeah, put on my gear and my tank. I forgot to mention that this tank is an 80. It's not bad. It's doing great. It is rough. I am looking to just, you know, scrape that little bit of paint off left. I do not recommend any sanding, power sanding, or anything really like that. Simple putty scraper would do just fine, believe me. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break, and you know, scuba diving is fun, but this stuff is heavy. So I don't really recommend people, you know, who don't have a lot of strength. And you saw, like with the intro of the video, there are rocks and everything that are around, so trying to step and maneuver could really break, sprain an ankle, mess yourself up, fall face first into a rock, bust your camera, of course, because, you know, that's